The Galactic Academy's orientation hall hummed with the nervous energy of 1,000 species, each representative seated in their designated atmospheric pods. Valor, the Academy's senior instructor, stood at the central podium, his four eyes scanning the assembly with practiced authority. His crystalline carapace reflected the soft blue light of the chamber as he prepared to deliver the most critical warning of the orientation. Distinguished representatives, Valor began, his translator converting his chittering speech into universal standard. We gather today to discuss the most dangerous addition to our academy in 3 centuries. He paused, letting the weight of his words settle over the crowd. Humanity has been granted provisional membership in the Galactic Council, and with it, access to our educational facilities. A ripple of concern passed through the assembly. Valor had expected this. Humanity's reputation had preceded them. Stories of their wars, their resilience, their unsettling ability to thrive in conditions that would break most species. The humans, Valor continued, have requested permission to enroll their young in our academy. Their offspring, their cubs. He pressed a control, and a holographic image materialized above the podium, showing a human child, no more than 6 standard years old, smiling innocently at the camera. The Zinthari representative, a being of pure energy contained in a magnetic field, flickered with alarm. Instructor Valor, surely you jest. To allow predator cubs among our younglings? Valor's mandibles clicked in what might have been agreement. I understand your concern. However, the Council has mandated cultural exchange. What you must understand is that human children are not like the offspring of other predator species we've encountered. He pulled up another image, this one showing a wolf pup. Consider the Canisian wolves of Earth, creatures the humans themselves classify as apex predators. A wolf cub at 6 months can hunt small prey. Its bite force rivals that of many adult species in this room. It operates on instinct, driven by hunger and survival. The assembly murmured their understanding. This was familiar territory, the natural order of predator development they all knew. Now, Valor said, his voice dropping to a more ominous tone, let me tell you about human cubs. He switched the display to show footage from Earth, children at play. A human child of similar age possesses less than 1/10 of a wolf cub's physical strength. Their teeth cannot pierce thick hide. They lack claws entirely. Their sense of smell is pathetically weak. Then what is the concern? Asked the Vrelian delegate, her tentacles coiling with confusion that Valor's eyes fixed on her. The concern, representative, is that they are more dangerous than the wolves. Silence fell across the chamber like a physical weight. Human cubs, Valor explained, pulling up neurological scans, possess cognitive abilities that surpass 90% of adult species in this room. At the age of 3 Earth years, they begin to develop complex language. By 6, they can manipulate abstract concepts, create elaborate deceptions, and demonstrate what humans call imagination, a cognitive process so powerful it allows them to simulate entire realities within their minds. He showed footage of human children building elaborate structures from simple blocks, arguing philosophy in schoolyards, creating art that made grown Vrex poets weep. A wolf cub will bite when threatened. A human cub will remember who threatened them, plan retaliation weeks in advance, and execute that plan with assistance from allies they've strategically cultivated. Valor paused, and they will feel guilt about it afterward, which somehow makes them more unsettling. The door to the orientation hall suddenly opened, and Captain Rowan of the human delegation strode in, unapologetic for the interruption. She was tall for her species, with dark skin and eyes that seemed to catalog every detail of the room in an instant. Behind her trailed 5 human children, each wearing the blue uniform of Academy cadets. Instructor Valor, Rowan said, her voice calm but carrying an edge, I apologize for the interruption, but we've been listening to your orientation from the antechamber. She smiled, and several species in the front row instinctively recoiled. You paint quite the picture of our children. Valor's carapace flushed with embarrassment, a deep purple spreading across his surface. Captain Rowan, I was attempting to prepare the other species for predator cubs more dangerous than wolves. Rowan finished. She walked to the podium, and Valor found himself stepping aside. The human looked out at the assembly, her young charges standing quietly behind her, their eyes wide with curiosity rather than aggression. Instructor Vaylor isn't wrong, Rowan admitted, and shocked murmurs filled the chamber. Human children are more dangerous than wolf pups, but not in the way you think. She gestured to the children behind her. May I? Before Vaylor could respond, one of the children, a small girl with bright red hair, stepped forward. We heard you talking about wolves, she said, her voice high and clear. My dad's a xenobiologist. He studies earth predators. Another child, a boy with dark curly hair, added, wolves are cool, but they're not mean. They're just trying to survive. Rowan nodded. You see, what makes human children more dangerous than wolf cubs isn't their capacity for violence. It's their capacity for empathy combined with their intelligence. A wolf cub operates on instinct. A human child operates on choice. She touched the control panel, and the display changed to show historical footage of Earth. Our children are taught from their earliest days to question, to analyze, to understand consequences. They learn that actions have meaning beyond immediate survival. They develop what we call a moral compass. Then why? Vaylor interjected, his academic curiosity overcoming his embarrassment. Why is this more dangerous? Captain Rowan's expression grew serious. Because, instructor, a creature that kills from instinct can be predicted, controlled, contained. But a creature that chooses not to kill, that has the capacity for violence but deliberately restrains it, that understands the weight of life and death and decides to preserve rather than destroy, that creature is unpredictable in the best possible way. She looked at the assembled representatives. You're not afraid of human children because they might hurt your young. You're afraid because they'll befriend them, learn from them, teach them to question everything, including the very structures of power and species hierarchy that this galactic council is built upon. The red-haired girl spoke up again. Are there other kids here? Can we meet them? The simple question, asked with such genuine enthusiasm, seemed to deflate every concern in the room more effectively than any diplomatic argument. Vaylor felt something shift in his understanding. He looked at these human cubs, seeing not the predators he'd feared, but something perhaps more transformative, agents of change wrapped in innocent curiosity. Captain Rowan, he said finally, perhaps I have been preparing the wrong species for this cultural exchange. Rowan smiled, this time a genuine expression of warmth. Perhaps, Instructor Vaylor, we all need to be prepared for what happens when predator cubs and prey children discover they can be friends. The orientation ended not with fear, but with cautious hope. And as the human children were introduced to their future classmates, Vaylor realized that humanity's greatest weapon had never been their capacity for violence, it was their capacity for love, delivered by the most dangerous predators in the galaxy. Their children, who chose kindness when they could choose conquest.